Yes, sir, baby. On the Radar Radio. Yo, special guest in the building. Harlem in the building. Diamond Qing, what up?
Hey, what's up, Gabe? Nice to see you again.
Good to see you, too.
Yeah, it's been only,
Like 6 months. No, longer.
longer than that.
Longer, because the last time we saw each other was at the single release party,
April.
right?
Yeah.
And then before that, it was probably another 6 months, and it was on Zoom. And then that was the time when your mom dropped the light on you, which was great.
My mom did that. Yeah. Tell on her.
Your mom did. She's gonna be. Your mom has definitely like tagged me in a story, so like she has a direct line of contact to me, and I know she's gonna like DM me about this. She'll be like, "Why would you say that?" And you had like the bottle of wine on the side too, which I didn't know was there during the interview because obviously it was on Zoom, and now I understand how the progression of those events of, you getting ready for the Zoom, having the ring light, and then your mom knocking it over.
Right.
But we here now.
We here. Look.
We here now. We in person, you know what I'm saying? I'm excited to have you. A lot has happened. I'm excited to catch up with you about everything. But first and foremost, how you been? Because this past year for you has been nuts. Tour, signing, project, all that.
I've been doing really, really good. And like you said, so much has happened. I actually have had some time to just chill and relax. But, that's big thanks to, Marianne out here. But, I have been given some time to just, sit down and relax. I've been writing, drinking my tea. And right now, to be honest, is really about to just be the hit off for me getting back into work for real. So I'm excited.
Word. So Qing of Harlem is out now. Very, very, very dope project. We were just talking about we're gonna have you perform some of the records later as well. And what's I loved about the project was I felt like we were talking about it for so long because we were talking about it on the Zoom. Yes. We were talking about it at the single release party where you previewed a couple records off the project too, and then even after then it came out a little while after. So I guess what I'm trying to ask here is what took you so long? Was it more like you wanted to perfect everything, like you were?
Yes. So aside from me wanting everything to be perfected, I ended up getting signed in April, and I was working on the EP already beforehand. So once you get signed, you guys are now working on with new producers and new engineers. So that's kind of what that was about, just making sure that the sound was still the sound that I wanted. And then we had got the feature from KenTheMan. So just tweaking it and just making it better is what made it take so long, but rightfully so, because now it's out. That shit is fire. Like, not a miss at all. No songs. So
you mentioned like you getting signed. So what is like your story of getting signed? Because everybody got their own, their own story.
Yeah. So honestly, getting signed, because people ask all the time, like, oh, who do you want to sign to? And it's just like, I never really thought of that. I kind of just want to like put out music, and if somebody loves me and they come talking, that good talk, then okay. And when Throne Music had hit up me and my manager, it just was perfect. Like everything that they had brought to the table, and we had our terms or whatever. I had to send it back that way, They signed off on it. So it's just everything worked out really, really well. And it's a label that I'm signed to, but it's more so like a partnership. Okay. Which I really, really love. The fact that I'm new in the game, and I was even able to have an opportunity like that where I am signed to a label, but I still own masters to my songs.
Which is very important in this day and age.
Okay, period. So that means I'm going to be eating forever because these songs is fire. Right. Okay, like they going to be around. I'm going to be eating forever. Me and my grandchildren, my great-grands and all that. Okay?
Yeah, because, I forgot what I was watching the other day. I think it was obviously it was like a Russ interview because, Russ is always talking about it. But he was talking about, the importance and how you can make it. And in certain cases, there are platforms that are allowing artists to sign, but also get to keep their masters, which isn't, something you hear about too often, but it does exist. So for someone like yourself to also be able to achieve this, that a lot of artists aren't able to achieve when it comes to like owning their masters and being able to eat off their masters for like a long time. Like for you, I'm sure that's like an even greater feeling. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, it really is. Like, because that is one thing too that I didn't want for myself, and I still don't want for myself, is just to be like a puppet, not be able to make the music that I want to make, not be able to look how I want to look, sound how I want to sound, act how I want to act, So I really do like the fact that I'm signed, but I still have all that freedom. So it's a great thing.
Right. And like you said, it's a partnership, so I'm assuming that you also have like that type of freedom to be as creative as you want with whatever you're making at the same time as well.
Yes. Like, for instance, the music video, that was all me. Like,
that was all you?
You feel me? Like, I thought about it. And they made it happen. So that's how the partnership works out. And that's what I love about it. You know, I let them know this is what I see, this is what I want, and they take it. And of course, you know, they polished it, made it better. But it's just like, it was my idea, it was my plan.
So you didn't direct it, you just kind of came up with the idea
I just kind of just came up with it. Legit Looks directed and shot the music video, but it was, you know, me, because I really wanted to live like my Regina George fantasy. And I felt like I was really able to do that with the music video. And I feel like that's just what the song was given. It's so much fun. And I had so much fun making the music video.
Nah, and it looks like you and Ken had a good time.
We did. And that was our first time ever meeting her in person.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. When I found out that she approved to do the feature for the song, I DM'd her on Instagram and she responded immediately. But that was my first time meeting her and like really having a conversation with her. And she was so cool. It's like that was my homegirl from the block. Like I knew her forever. So I really liked that. That connection was good.
So how did you and Ken like first kind of like get up for this record, and then like when y'all finally got to meet, like, you know, well, I mean, you mentioned a little bit of like what the energy was like between the two of y'all too.
So we were discussing a song having a feature on it. So at first I was thinking Bluff because it's a minute long. Maybe Cursive because it's also a minute long. But then Damn was also a minute long. So those are the 3 songs that I was thinking like, who do I want, you know, to feature? And KenTheMan, you know, she signed, but she's also new. Like, she's a new face, she's a new sound, and I just really wanted that crossover. She's from Texas, I'm from New York. And, you know, I do have a little Atlanta sound in my music sometimes, too. So I just really feel like that crossover was just so necessary. And then we're just so beautiful and brown with the full lips. Like, it all just kind of worked. So I was really happy when she sent that verse, because that shit was fire, too. I'm like, okay, like, because, you know, you never know. Some people could send, you know, some bullshit like, oh, you know, here, like a phone it in type of,
like a phone it in type of feature type shit.
Yeah, you feel me? Like, yeah, pay me. But she did her thing on that, and she showed up for the music video. Like, she's real cool.
Nah, she bodied it, and I thought it was interesting that you chose like a Houston feature for the project. You know what I'm saying? Because you know, most people would assume that you would go with somebody from New York, or maybe even like, you know, you could have the Houston person, but also add somebody from New York on the project.
Yeah. I definitely do want to collaborate with people from New York, from my city, of course. But I don't know. It's just something about that song, that beat, and KenTheMan. Like, I just see that in my mind. Like, yeah, that's gonna work, and it did. So I'm happy that it did.
And it did. And so we were talking a little bit before. You're working with like some new producers now this year, which is super dope. So and you mentioned like a little bit like of having like a little Atlanta sauce in some of your songs, which obviously we definitely hear. I blame JB for that. Where's JB? I blame JB for that. But it's not a bad thing though. I'm just fucking with him. But so is it because of like, I know you spent a little bit of time down in Atlanta. Was that also kind of like a influence like some of the stuff that you was doing with the music as well? Or
I will say somewhat, because when I would go down to Atlanta, JB and I would work in like our home studio. We will also go to like K-Camp studio and things of that nature, and I would meet with other rappers that were there, and they were, you know, sitting on their session, they sitting on mine. So that was really good to like see other rappers in their own habitat, because before KenTheMan, I haven't, you know, worked with any other rapper or featured any other rapper. Yeah. So I would say I kind of did get some influence from there, but also like mainstream music, like the Migos, you know, stuff like that. Like, I like their music and I like their flow, so I did, you know, try to channel that a little bit, like, and Run It Up, the chants. That's a very like Atlanta thing to do, but I really wanted to do that, and it worked out, and it sounded good. So Run It Up is probably one of those songs for sure that's really like that New York Atlanta like sound mashup.
Right. And I love that. So with these producers you're working with, who are some of the new ones that we're getting up with this year?
Wow, Tropical Game Boy, that is just my nigga. Like, he did Bluff, and Bluff is going crazy. Him and A Shells, like, period. Chimchilla.
Okay.
He is also another great one. Dennis the producer, SK, and DJ Chop a lot.
Dope.
They are the producers that helped me with Qing of Harlem, actually, too. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna keep them around.
I love that. So with like the new music and what you're working on right now, like what type of space are you in, and how do you see yourself elevating from like your first project into like whatever we're going to be doing this year?
Just staying true to the music that I love to make. Like, one of my favorite things when people hear my music, they're just like, it don't sound like anybody else, you know? I love this sound. It's something new, it's something fresh, and I want to keep that up. You feel me? So just continuing to have these beats made, you know, perfectly for me, because I love that. Like when, like Tropical, for instance, he's always sending me beats to my phone, like, hey, I think you would like this. Hey, I think you would like this. You know, so I love that. So yeah, we're gonna just keep working on the music. We're bringing out that new shit, new sound, and music videos. Like I was telling you, I want to do music videos for every song on King of Harlem. Like we already got Damn Out with KenTheMan, but I want all of them to have a music video. I think it'll be fun.
I keep thinking like, cause I'm gonna bring it back real quick to like the point about working with New York artists. Cause I keep thinking about like, are you and like you know Neek Bucks from Harlem too? I feel like you and Neek would sound good together too.
You know what? I think so too. I actually ain't think about Neek. I think we would.
Yeah, cause I just had him up here not long ago, and he did a freestyle, and his shit like, you know, cause like a lot of artists, we've had like a lot of melodic freestyles, obviously a lot of drill freestyles, obviously, you know, and then with him, he did something completely different. If you're watching this, it's already probably out, so you can go check that out. But I feel like what he did, like I feel like you could probably, if I remember correctly, you two would sound good on something like that. And it's like a Harlem thing too. You know what I'm saying?
Right, Harlem. Yeah. We both from the West Side, so perfect. Perfect.
I'm gonna show you, because when we're recording this, it's not out yet. But I'm gonna show you after the interview what he did, and then maybe I can connect you with his team, and we can make something happen just for some New York shit.
Yeah, gotta happen.
So you thinking a project by the end of this year? Like, what are we kind of looking at?
Yeah, I would definitely love to have a project out by the end of the year. You know, so that's gonna be in the works. Cause right now I'm really still like watering King of Harlem, you know, still letting people know that I have a project out and, you know, it's lit, and still promoting all that I need for that. But being in the studio and recording other songs, you know, because some stuff might just be singles, you know, it might not even go on to a next project. But being in the studio heavily right now and recording songs and pushing songs is what I'm doing right now, like what I'm ready to do. So I don't know, project by the end of the year sounds very possible. Word.
And you went on tour too, right? For you did a little tour back in the spring when everything was kind of nice. The COVID numbers were nice and low too.
Right. The tour was supposed to be, I think, like 2.5 weeks, maybe 3 weeks, but it ended up being cut down to like a week and a half because I ended up getting signed while I was out on tour. So that was crazy. And tour was so fun because I really had expected to just be like super tired and having to, you know, put on the fake smile when you really want to go to sleep and, you know, not even be able to eat that good because, you know, we're on the roads. But it was the exact opposite. Like, I wasn't tired. I was very well rested. But also at the same time, I found myself way more comfortable than I should have been in the back of the van. So well rested. We were eating great. Like every day we were eating good. I thought we was going to just, you know, be diners and cafes and stuff, but we were eating great. And I got to meet a lot of dope, amazing people. So that was really good too. So with all that and then ending the tour off with being signed, like it just was a very euphoric 2.5 weeks.
What cities did you end up hitting?
We went to Detroit. We went to Chicago. We went to Cali. Yeah, that's what I remember. Those are the places I can remember we made it to.
Arizona. There you go.
Yes. Yes, because I'm thinking of all the places we were supposed to go, but it got cut short. But yeah, those are places that we made it to.
Dope. So we going back on tour this year too, possibly?
Yes, I really want to. I really have fun.
We gotta get you on like a Rolling Loud stage or something too.
Tell the people. Let them know.
We gotta get you on the Rolling Loud New York 2020. Wait, what year were in 2022?
Right. That's fucking me up too.
Yeah, it's been fucking me up all week. Everybody been calling me out of my comment section like, yo, bro, you gotta stop saying this is the first thing of 2021.
Yeah. But I would love to go on tour again and perform in a bunch of different cities because that's what people were asking me about this tour. Like, oh, are you performing? But it was more so a promo tour. So I was, you know, and doing interviews and going to different studios and working with different producers and engineers. That's what this tour was about. But to have a tour where I'm like performing in this city and this city, like that, I can't wait for. That I'm very excited for.
Well, I'm very excited for your future. I'm very excited to see what you do this year. If you haven't already, make sure you go stream King of Harlem out now. We're going to have you do a freestyle. We're going to have you do a performance. We're going to have you do everything here on the show today. So make sure y'all tune in over the next couple days. Those will be coming out. Before we sign off, anything else you want to let them know?
Yeah, just keep streaming King of Harlem, and my music video with KenTheMan is on YouTube, and that shit is out. That shit is fire. And I was a blonde, y'all. Go look at me. I was so cute having fun.
Well, make sure you go follow her. Go run up the project. Go run up the freestyle performance. All that good stuff.
Yes.
Till next time.
King with a Q, okay, y'all. King with a Q. Q-I-N-G.
King with a Q. Diamond Qing on the radar. Till next time.
Till next time.
Appreciate you, sis.
Thank you.
Boom.